This is professional gamer Alex Greenstein, one of the best Smite players in the world. His lifetime obsession with gaming has earned him hundreds of thousands of dollars and a potential career in video game development.
Hey, I'm Zach Cherry. You might recognize me from a Google image search of the phrase Zach Cherry. I'm here in Roslyn, New York to talk to Alex Greenstein, and he's gonna show me what it's like to make a living playing video games. This is Button Mashers. Hey, what's up? I'm Zach.
Hey man, nice to meet you. I'm Alex. And welcome to my house. Well, it's more like my parents' house because I just graduated. The living room where we live, the dining room where we eat food.
It's good that the rooms are named for what you do in them.
And then we're at my room. This is my tower. Over here, BenQ monitor. It runs at like 144 frames per second because it just makes everything, aiming and all those other things super smooth. I got my Sennheiser HD600 headphones that I hooked up with a mod mic. This is my keyboard. It's an MK Disco. I have my Logitech mouse. So Smite is a 5 versus 5 person MOBA. MOBA stands for Massively Online Battle Arena, and it's basically just mythological gods fighting against each other and you're trying to control objectives on the map. The first jersey I ever got, these two, the owner of Enemy actually went on to work with United, so we actually ended up going over to United. So this is actually one of the first checks I ever got. It was only like $25, but I was like, dude, I won money from a video game, like I can actually say it now. So after we qualified for Worlds, we ended up getting all the way to second place, finals, and second place's payout was actually 250 grand. So, splitting it up, we all got about 50 grand ourselves.
So tell me about the World Championships.
I had just come into the scene. I was fresh, so I was like still a bit nervous. So when we got to that last match, I think within maybe the first 5 to 10 minutes, like we already started losing. We ended up getting this huge ult that like turned the game completely in our favor, and we won.
Enemy looking to close this one out.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Envy will fall to Enemy eSports.
I think that was probably one of the most active and like alive feelings I've ever had playing or doing anything ever. This is the diploma I recently got from Stony Brook University since I just graduated with a degree in computer science.
When you were in school, what were those days like?
Very difficult. If I wasn't doing something in school, I was doing something in Smite. If I wasn't doing something in Smite, I was doing something in school. And then you balance social life on top of that and lack of sleep, and it's just a constant cycle of that for 4 years. I was never good with going to classes. I basically just learned everything online. I'd wake up maybe anywhere from 12 to 2, and I would basically just grind right up until 10 o'clock. And then after 10 is where I'd studying whatever it was that I had to do for college.
Tell me a little bit about your team, what your training schedule is like.
So right now I'm on Team United. We scrim about 3 hours a day. And then otherwise we all individually tend to play ranked, maybe give or take about 6 hours a day.
What was your first experience with video games in general?
My dad actually owned a toy store called Coronet. He actually was part of the reason I got into so many of these games.
How did he feel when you started thinking about it maybe as a possible career?
He wasn't discouraging, but he felt that, with the amount of effort I was putting into games, if I put that into school, it would be better for me. It wasn't until I ended up going to Super Regionals where he realized the money potential in it. My foray into multiplayer ended up being when I got a PlayStation 2, and I played a game called Ratchet & Clank, and I ended up finding this small community that was really heavy into the game. And one of the coolest aspects of it was we ended up finding there were a lot of glitches in the game. I was able to basically see kind of how to break it down and how to kind of think of it from those components. And that definitely shaped me moving forward when it came to wanting to go into game development.
So tell me a little bit about Rocket Race, the game that you designed.
Rocket Race was a game I developed back in college. So Rocket Race is basically a vehicle physics multiplayer game. The whole objective for that game is basically just get to the objective, score as many points as possible until the game ends.
It was finally time for me to see exactly what a professional Smite player was capable of.
What can you do mechanically with the keyboard that a semi-pro might not be able to do?
I really don't think about using the mouse or the keyboard when I'm working. I just think about who I'm playing and what I'm doing in the game. But a lot of people that are still getting used to using the keyboard and using the mouse are probably going to still be thinking about each key that they're pressing and maybe how they're moving their mouse and how they're aiming.
What do you think is the key to being successful at this game?
I would say a lot of it comes down to intuition, knowing what to predict in the game. Each player has a very distinct play style, And a big part of knowing just the skills alone is how they're going to use those skills to their own advantage.
We've got some of your Smite friends. We're gonna play a game.
All right, so we're doing arena now.
So as you can see, we're up against 5 other different characters. You wanna dive this, Panda? All right, let's go. Poseidon's probably hard, but he's also really fun because his ultimate is literally, it releases the Kraken. New character on Guan. Clear wave, clear wave.
I looked at your scoreboard and it looked like you had 8 kills and 0 deaths for your team.
Wait, Kepri just went out. Come on, Kepri. Come on, Kepri. No! Oh, no. Oh,
All right, I feel like I've watched enough. I'm like ready to jump in. I feel like I kind of have a handle on this thing. All right. Hey, y'all, it's Zach. I'm here. I've been playing Smite since about 1 minute ago. Let's do this.
We should play Zeus. He's a lot of fun.
I'll Zeus it up. I also like to be the top of the food chain in terms of the mythology, so that's perfect. And I'm gonna try out some of my catchphrases. So how about this? I am the god now.
there you go. Double kill.
Wow, double kill. What am I, the greatest ever at this thing?
Dude, you're the captain now.
No, it's I am the god now. Okay, here's another one. The Zeus is loose. What do you think of that? Do you guys know Hercules is my son? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Have you met him? Does he seem like a good boy, nice boy?
He's a nice man.
Nice.
Wow, I got one. This might be a real student becomes the master situation. Panda, what do you think? I joined the team, you know, we just pretend I've been chaos all along.
With that performance, the last arena game, I didn't really tell the difference.
That feels like an insult to both of us. Do you consider yourself an athlete?
I'd say like mental determination is the same level. Like it's more like playing chess in a sense. Like you know what your opponent's gonna do and they know what you're gonna do, but how are you gonna one-up them? How are you gonna outsmart them where they can't expect that?
What do you think is next for you in terms of either playing games or game developing?
After I ended up graduating from college, I was like cemented in my mind, like I definitely want to do game development. And one of the companies that I'm actually applying to is Hi-Res Studios because they make Smite. And because I'm so familiar with it, it just seemed like such a good fit. Unfortunately, working at Hi-Res means I'd have to retire from the pro scene simply because, policy like Hi-Res players can't really play in the professional scene. But at this stage, it's almost like maybe it is a good moment to say like, I did get my investment, I did get my experience, and I'm glad that I did, and I'm ready to move on to that next step.
Shortly after my visit with Alex, Hi-Res Studios formally offered him a job designing Smite. Alex accepted the position and officially retired from professional gaming. Maybe someday he'll create a game I can master. Until then, I guess I'll have to settle for being a button masher.